Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I'm pretty sure you guys know how much I love the brand Red Bull, the freaking drink Red Bull. I'm just gonna pretty much be telling you guys my whole history with the drink. I don't think I have. Let me take my headphones and move them out the way because they're a little in the way right now. But anyways, yeah, I don't think I've ever talked on Red Bull before on my podcast and how I got to drinking it and stuff. Yeah, I haven't. So anyways, it's just all my latest episodes. Yeah, I'm not so much worried about that. But anyways, so how did it all start? How did it all start? My love for Red Bull. So I had always had knew of the drink, and it was like all the way from when I was a kid, because the drink came out in like the '90s, so I was well already born. Seen the drink like numerous times, seen the commercials. Of course, like I originally started paying attention to it because of the commercials. I remember as a kid, I really did like it and stuff. As a kid, I was of course a kid being really into cartoons and stuff. But you'll be surprised. Like even though I was into cartoons, I did have like my side to like comedy movies, scary movies and all that stuff. But I like a cartoon occasionally and things. So anyways, Red Bull had like some of the most funniest commercials. They still be showing them commercials till this day. I have to say what really had me liking it was the commercials from back in the day. So anyways, seen the commercials, and I think it wasn't up until I was maybe 13. I think I was either 12 or 13, like between the ages of 12 to 14. I remember my sister had gave me like a sip of it. She gave me like, she got a cup and was all like, oh, try it, thinking I wasn't gonna like it. But you have to understand, like, I was an energy type kid, you know, and I'm still an energy type person and stuff. Like, that's all that I rely on is energy. So anyways, like, you're giving me an energy drink thinking I'm not going to like it. So I remember I had that sip and was all like, it's not bad. I'm like, it's actually pretty good. So that was like the first time. Like, so shout out to my sister. She was the one that got me into Red Bull. Other than that, like, she never would have given me that sip. I probably wouldn't have tried Red Bull up until like my adult years. Like, you know, when I was probably working or something, just to be curious on what it was and stuff. Or probably, yeah, just being one day, just being curious and things. But nah, then I remember, I think when I had my first can of Red Bull, it was over from there. After that point, I was drinking Red Bull nonstop. I still to this day drink. I had one this morning. So and then of course I'm pretty sure you guys seen the birthday video for Souls, and they bought me 6 things of Red Bull. By the way, that stuff is gone. Like you had messed up there when you gave me that. I'm like, you thought I was going to preserve it, like you thought I was gonna save it for like a rainy day. Nah, every single day I had me one. So I'm like, nah, them Red Bulls is bound to be gone. So anyways, and that was like, yeah, that was what it was, because I was like, I did the math and everything, and so I'm like, yeah, it was bound to be gone by then. So anyways, but no, back in high school. So I started drinking Red Bulls when I was in high school, and I remember like the one day I remember I had like one of the bigger ones. So it was like probably, I don't think it was a 16 ounce. I think it was a 12 ounce, because I was drinking a lot of the 8 ounces. But I remember I think I had got one at the store, or I can't remember, or it might have been the 16 ounce. Now thinking about it, because I'm like, I can't remember exactly which. It was a bigger one, but it wasn't the 8.7. I think that's the ounce for the small ones. It wasn't that one. But anyways, so I remember I got one of the big ones, and I had weight training. So I was like, that was like my favorite class in high school. I loved and missed weight training so much. I was like, because I was like, what, you lift weights for free, like, or you get graded for lifting weights. I'm like, oh, hands down, I will do this. And so I'm like, I'm working out. I love lifting weights. I'm like, I just don't know about it now, because I'm like, because of the whole pandemic. And then on top of that, it's I don't want to pay like no monthly stuff. That's what I'm like, I just can't wait till I get like a big fancy house, like YouTube finally pays off. I'm about to get me a big fancy house, and if it has like a basement area, I'm putting nothing but gym equipment down there. So I'm like treadmill, weight lifting stuff, all of it. So I'm like, I'm going down there. Probably, give me a TV. It's gonna be pretty much just like the weight room at my old high school. But anyways, so yeah, I remember there was a day where I did have, like, it was either a 12 ounce or a 16 ounce. And I drank the whole thing before I got into weight training. And this is like at the time when I just started drinking it. So of course it's gonna have an effect on you when you just start drinking it and stuff. Because it wasn't like I was drinking it on a regular basis. It was like every blue moon when I would drink it. But I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens if I have this before weight training. Oh, you would have thought I had like injected myself with some roids or something. I was out of it, bro. I'm telling you, I was lifting weights. I was going above and beyond, going crazy on it. And it didn't even dawn to me, or I didn't start thinking about it. I'm like, dang, I'm gonna probably be super sore, like, cause I was like lifting weights, like weights that I wasn't really lifting on a regular and things. So I'm going crazy on it and stuff, just using all my strength and energy and stuff. And it was mainly energy and stuff, but I was like, bro, I was going crazy on it. So I wasn't even feeling the workout afterwards. I was like, I probably could have been in there like later on that night, still lifting weights and things. So then I remember I had left, and from there I don't remember too much, but I do remember the next morning, because at that point the Red Bull was already out of my system. I wasn't feeling, this superpower, this Hulk strength. I was sore. Oh my goodness, that was the worst mistake I could have done. My whole body, because I did like an all like body workout. I had did like arms, chest, abs, legs, calf, ankles, toes. I did it all. And there was a toe lifting machine. It was just like, it was like called toe lift. Now I was like going crazy on that, because I remember I can lift like 300 pounds on that machine. So I was going above and beyond with it. I was like, bro, I went a little bit too hard that day. So yeah, then it was going to school, just my whole body sore. I think I tried staying home, because I'm like, my body, it was like I wasn't prepared for that. I was not prepared for my whole body to still be sore, or like not even still be sore, but to just be in that much pain. And so it was funny, because a childhood friend of mine, he did, I think he did Muay Thai. Or was it? I can't remember if it was Muay. I think it was Muay Thai. If not, then it was Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. But I think it was Muay Thai. But anyways, so he had injured himself doing Muay Thai. I think he said he was trying to lift some dude that was like 300 pounds, and ended up like crumbling and falling. The guy like slammed on his ribs, and I think he either cracked or broke. Either way, his ribs was messed up. So he was sore from that. My whole body was sore. We're literally, because we had like, I think our first class together was math, so we're both like walking to the class. He's holding his ribs. I'm walking like as if like I'm a penguin or something, trying to like not like move my body. We're just sitting in class, just all sore and in pain. You would have thought we got into some like catastrophic like car accident or something. So then he thought it would be funny like to go and kick my foot. And I'm like, please don't do that. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm like, don't do that to me. I'm like, I'm in pain. You know how much pain I'm in. Please don't do that to me, bruh. I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, that's gonna ruin the friendship. But anyways, I was like, I think I never did that again. I don't remember after that. I don't ever remember drinking Red Bull before weight training. So I would always. And what was crazy about it, if to like explain to you guys furthermore, like not talking about Red Bull, like were you at least drinking water? I didn't start drinking water until after I graduated from high school. I did not. There was like rare occasions when I would drink water while I was at school, but like how I am now, like I drink water daily. I'll have like maybe a bottle, 2 bottles and stuff a day of Fiji water. But back then, like, if you would have told me, like, when you're in your adult years, you're gonna be drinking a crap ton of water. Even when I was at this old cafe job, I will always have like a bottle of water, like there and stuff to drink and finish it off by the end of the day. Some days I'll forget, but I'll have like some water and standby at home, or just bring the water. Especially I would bring, oh my God, I would definitely bring the water with me after I would leave from work. Because I don't know why my laptop's just deciding to be really loud right now. I'm like, it's weird, but I don't even have like this fan thing on. I'm like, I don't know if you guys are hearing the fan or my voice. I hope it's my voice that's, that you're hearing more of. But I'm like, bro, this laptop be acting weird sometimes. But anyways, regardless, but no, I would always bring like some water with me when I would leave work, because I would have to chase after buses sometimes, and so I'm like, nah, bro, I gotta bring me some water, because I'm like, I can't be over here running and stuff. I wouldn't say that I'm out of shape, but I'm just not a runner. So that's why I'm like, I do, I can like, I kind of got like some like, like them like wildlife animals. I can run fast for a short period of time, but then eventually I'm gonna get tired. That's why I'm like, that's why I was like, I would like to do is like get back into like jogging or running, and or just get into it and stuff. But I never really was a jogger either. But I mean, I would try to when I was in high school and stuff. But I remember there was a time where a teacher. I'm like the only time when I was running for something and was like wasn't tired was when I knew I was gonna be late for class because my school was pretty big. I wish because I think they're doing some construction to it right now, but I wish I can like show you guys the high school I can go to because it was an outdoor school, but it was huge. Like the school was giant, and so anyways, there would be at times where teachers would be like, "Oh, so let me keep you," because there was like a 5 minute gap before the next bell rings. So the first bell would ring, and then there would be a warning bell, and then there would be the final bell, and so you would have like 2.5 minutes to meet up with some friends and stuff, and then after that, the next 2 minutes you gotta go to class, and so that's why you'll see like a crap ton of kids in the middle of the school and stuff, like meeting up, exchanging, doing whatever and stuff, and then going to the other side and things. So there's this teacher that I had. She was my history teacher. I'm like, I wish I drank the Red Bull that time, but she decided that she was gonna keep us the last like 4 minutes. So I literally had a minute. I didn't even have like 2.5 minutes. I had a minute, all right, probably less than that, to run all the way from one side of the school all the way to the other side. And like I said, my school wasn't no small school. So I'm doing that, running and things, and no water. I did not drink any water. I don't remember drinking any water that day, but I was like, oh my God, like, man, I would get tired pretty fast because I was like, wasn't drinking water and things, but yeah, it was kind of bad, just strictly drinking Red Bull and stuff. I'm like, yeah, if I could go back, I would change that up. I'm like, okay, instead of going to, I probably I should have been doing that instead of getting Red Bulls in the morning. I should have got me some water in the morning, but anyways, but yeah, I was like, bro, them Red Bulls, man. Then I remember, then when I found out they had different flavors, I remember I found out because I had went to Disneyland and seen that they had an Coca-Cola flavor, and I never did get a chance to drink that. So I'm like, Red Bull, if you guys ever hear this, can I like please, can you just send me like a single like can of just the Coca-Cola flavor just so I can see what it's like. Send me out the 8 ounce one. I don't want to get like a big giant one. I probably would drink it anyways, but yeah, just send me a small one, like a little test sample or something. But anyways, but no, like I remember I seen that. I wish I would have gotten it while I was there, but I think a lot of the flavors they've discontinued because they had that Coca-Cola one, they had a Sprite one, and it was in this silver can, and so I think they said it was like lime. But it honestly, and I think that's overall what it was. It was like Sprite and Red Bull mix. So if you guys never had the silver cans, because I don't even think they sell those anymore. Hold on for a second. Red Bull lime discontinued. Oh, they like changed the. Oh, but it's like a 0 calorie one. Yeah, or zero. Yeah, sugar free. Or that's that. No, that's pear. That's pear. No, I'm looking for the lime, because it was in a silver can. Silver can. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's the photo. I remember it. This was like, there's this photo of like 3 Red Bull cans. So they got the red one on the far left, the silver ones in the middle, and then the blue ones on the far right. And I remember when I seen that photo, I was like, oh, I didn't know they had different Red Bull flavors. So I was waiting for the longest for them to like, bring them to stores and stuff, because I was like, I'm not going to order, no, I will never ever order foods or drinks online. So I'm like, clothes and shoes took me the longest to do that, but I'm like, I can never order some stuff, because I'm like, I don't know if that stuff is bad or what, but I'm like, I got to go to the store and get my stuff there. So I was like, I was hoping that they had that stuff in the store. And one day they did. One day they started selling them, and I remember I had got, I got all 3 of them. I tried all 3. And I did like the red and blue one was okay, but I did like the silver ones. The silver ones is pretty nice. I'm like, yo, like if they bring those back, I'm definitely gonna have to give me a couple of just a couple. I'm like, they're making it seem like it's some shoes or something. But anyways, but no, like the silver ones was good. Probably the worst ones I had to say I've ever tried was the tropical flavor. I did not like that tropical flavor at all. I remember I was so pumped to try it because I'm like, oh, I don't know what that's gonna taste like. So I was so pumped to try it. Remember, my dad took me up to this 7-Eleven up the street from our house, and yeah, I was just so eager, so happy. And then get home, tried it. I'm like, bro, this is nasty. That was like the one Red Bull I was very hesitant in drinking. I'm like, nah, bro. And I couldn't even drink like the whole thing because I'm like, if I try to chug this whole thing down, I know I'm gonna most likely be sick or throw this stuff up. So I'm like, let me just take little sips and just just drinking on throughout the day and stuff. I had energy, but my taste buds was just like, this is the worst way of getting energy, bro. You could have did this so many other different ways, and you decide to do this to us. So yeah, I wasn't feeling that tropical flavor. And I'm like, bro, I just, nah, I don't like tropical. I don't like the sugar free or 0 calorie ones because them ones is nasty. I think that's about it. Those are the ones that I don't like. I'll never forget though. And I'm like, anytime when I see them Red Bull cars driving around, I'm always like looking at things. I'm like, yo, are they gonna stop? Because I'm like, yo, if they stop, I'm gonna have to run over there. But this was like around the time when I started drinking Red Bulls. I think it was still my freshman year of high school, and there was this Red Bull. It was like a car. I don't think it was a truck, but it was a Red Bull car that was driving in the area, just giving out free Red Bulls. So I didn't know that they did that. So I was like, oh wow. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's because my friend was explaining it to me, and I was just like, oh, look at the Red Bull car. And then my friend was just like, oh, they're probably giving out free Red Bulls. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And he was just like, oh, yeah, they're giving out free Red Bulls. I remember I ran. I didn't even care if the light was like green or ready for me to walk or something. I remember I just hurry up, ran across the road. I was like, I could have had like a straight up like pursuit of happiness Will Smith moment, just immediately get hit by a car and lose a shoe. So I'm like, that did not even cross my mind. I'm like, free Red Bulls was the only thing on my mind. So I remember I ran all the way there. And it wasn't even that far away because it was like we were like across the street, and all I just had to do was like run a little bit further down and turn, and then they were right there and like in stuff in front. So it wasn't even like they was driving around anywhere. See, that's why I'm like, how is it that a Red Bull car is going to be better than the ice cream man? Do you know how many times I had to chase down the ice cream man in some flip flops or some big giant shoes that I couldn't even wear, and he would just still be driving down the street? And I'm like, bro, that dude was like, he was bound to give me like some sort of asthma attack. I'm like, that's why I'm like, from now on, if I hear the ice cream truck, I'm like, oh, well, I'd rather just, take my time about it, walk, or wait until next time I go to the store and get me some ice cream. Because I'm like, the ice cream that I like, you could just very well just go into the stores and buy them. So I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not going to waste my time. Maybe the neighborhood kids can do that, and then they could just get that same pain that I felt. But I'm like, I don't even hear that guy anymore. I think he's retired. I think because he lived like right down the street and stuff. I didn't even realize that. I was like, I remember I seen his truck, and I was like, oh wow. I'm like, there he is. I'm like, okay, so I should just ask him one of these days. I'm like, hey bro, you got any cotton candy popsicles? Because I'm like, yo, those used to slap when I was a kid and stuff. So. But anyways, back on the Red Bull car. So I remember I ran up to them and was like, I was like, hey, are you guys giving away free Red Bulls? And they was like, yeah, sure, you want one? And handed it to me. And it wasn't like no sugar free, none of that. So I'm like, oh wow. So I just took the one, and I didn't realize that because there was like some other friends of mine, they were getting like multiple. So there was like, some was getting two, some was getting, I wasn't going to try to be all greedy and stingy, but I'm like, probably something now, like I wouldn't be greedy and stingy, but like 14-year-old me would be like, nah, like here's my backpack, I'll take all my homework and everything else, throw it on the side of the street. I'm like, ain't nobody going to pick up some homework, but they will pick up a Red Bull can. So what would you pick up on the side of the street? Some Red Bulls or some homework? Yeah, put all them Red Bulls in my backpack. All right, I'll come back for the homework tomorrow or later on and stuff, like go drop off all the Red Bulls and then come back and stuff and then go and get my homework and things. But no, I only had got one, and I was happy with that one. I can't remember if I had drank it on the way home or waited until the next day, but then I was like going over to a friend's house, and then he had like a whole like thing of them in his refrigerator and saying that, oh yeah, they gave him, because they were just driving around the neighborhood, so he was bound to see them too. And I'm like, wow, like they could have offered like another one or something. I mean, dang, like DJ Khaled me or something. Just start like another one, like, do some stuff like that. They literally gave me one, and they was just like, no, they straight up, there was like when Spider-Man was on Family Guy, and he was all like, everybody gets one. Like, they said that, they was like, only you get one. That's literally what they said to me. So I was like, I was kind of beefing about that, but I'm like, I ain't gonna sweat it and things. Like, I'm pretty sure it ain't like a, bad and stuff. It to me at least, but maybe everybody else ain't gonna trip about it. But I am. I'm gonna trip about it. But no, it was cool though that they did that. What else? What other Red Bull memories I have? Oh, when they followed me on Twitter, there's like so Red Bull at one point in time had like all these like different accounts on social media that was like for Seattle and like Los Angeles and all that. So I remember the Seattle one had followed me. And then they ended up turning it into a different page. But I was like, yo, that's dope. I'm like, the Seattle Red Bull page is following me. I'm like, that is dope. Then what was crazy was when they commented on one of my photos when I was in high school. I can't even, I'll have to like go and search back, like do a deep dive on that photo and try to find it. But no, I will never ever forget that when they commented on my photo. I was like, bro, I made it. I'm like, Red Bull is aware of me now, so I'm like, I ain't even gonna. I'm like, don't talk to me. Red Bull knows me. I was really letting it get to my head. I remember because I think it was my uncle. He like sent it to me. He was just like, bro, look who commented on your photo. And I'm like, look, and I'm like, oh, snaps. And so that was like, I remember it was them. I remember Mountain Dew, they commented on one of my photos saying that they wanted to use it for, I think, their website or something. Because I took, like, it was for the Baja Blast, and I remember they commented and was all like, oh, yeah, we want to use your photo. I thought that was cool because I love Baja Blast. I know people are about, like, a toss-up between Baja Blast or Red Bull. What would you choose? See, that's a hard one, but I'll probably have to go with Red Bull because I can literally, at any given day of the year, I can buy me a Red Bull. I got to wait until the summertime to go and get me, or not even that. They didn't even have it this summer. They usually start selling it like in spring or something. And, yeah, then it's like, it's done and over with. But I think Taco Bell, but it don't taste right. I need the cans, bro. I need the the Baja Blast cans. And then with COVID hitting, then it was like they just took them all off shelves. And so I'm like, well, there goes that. I'm like, they don't even have like Code Red. They just got regular Mountain Dew. I'm like, bro, nobody drinks regular Mountain Dew. It's either Code Red or one of the other flavors. But I'm like, nah, bro, I can't drink that. So, but nah, Red Bull, I'm like, you ain't got, I'm telling you, I was scared when COVID had started because I was like, if they take Red Bull off the shelves, I'm going to look. Remember how Chris Rock was looking in New Jack City when he was about to smoke, but then he just had a mental breakdown? I would have been looking the same way. Tried to find, probably grabbed an empty Red Bull can, been trying to get the last droplets out, realized nothing was coming out and stuff, and probably just broke down in tears and started crying. It probably have been good for me, I probably have saved up some money and stuff just rather than kept buying it and things, but yeah, I'm like, don't do that to me. I was like, but no, they didn't. They still was selling them. Maybe for other people it might have been different, I don't know, but anyways, yeah, they were still selling them in Washington State, so I'm like, that's cool. I'm telling you, if there had been like one store when they had them, I went to every single store in the area to make sure and to see if they would have had some Red Bulls. I'm like, okay, this is the store I'm gonna go to if they don't. I made it like my weekly schedule, go to all these different stores and see if they have them and things. But if they didn't, I've been like, well, I guess I'm just gonna now this is when I really start panicking. So. But no, man, I'm always going to love Red Bull. Red Bull is going to definitely be one of my favorite drinks of all time. It's definitely like my go-to, like if I'm going on vacation or somewhere, it's like my go-to drink to find, like when I'm out and about somewhere and stuff. So I love Red Bull, always will. But and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, like, subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. GEEK, Vasilo, I'm pretty sure you guys already know that by now. If not, check some previous episodes. But you could just very well go onto my YouTube channel and read the description of one of my latest videos and find it on there. And yeah, I have merch. And also, I just came out with my brand, Wastelanders. So yeah, go check it out, all of it, and talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.